I'm actually gonna, when I finish these readings, I'm gonna get a bucket and just fill it with water and just put my feet in it. I really do think like that. I used to do that in Italy. Just fill a bucket with water. God, it's unbearable. You could not do anything. You couldn't go out anywhere because you'd just fry. And don't even get me started on Dubai. 53 degrees. 54 some days, my God. When the wind blew, it was like when you open the oven door, it like scorched you. Crazy. You couldn't be outside, like you can't walk anywhere. You've got to like ring a taxi and then you only leave the house to get into the taxi. Like, you can't stand outside. Your blood boils, my God. Spirit guides, universe and angels, please stand beside me and guide me for Capricorn's highest good. How is Capricorn feeling in this third week of July 2025 with regards to the one they're thinking about or dealing with or manifesting in? 3 cards for Capricorn, please. The Hermit, okay. So you could be putting up some boundaries, isolating yourself, working on, you know, processing some things that have happened in the past. Shadow work. Let's get the myth behind the Hermit card, because we've got some Greek mythology here. Okay, so Virgo is known as Dike, the Greek goddess of justice. Dike was born mortal and put on earth to manage human justice. She lived in the Golden Age, a time of peace and happiness. When Zeus defeated his father, Cronus, he reduced springtime and made the 4 seasons. Humans began mistreating each other and not honouring any gods. Because of this, Dike warned humans about having abandoned the ideals of their ancestors and said things would only worsen, but they didn't care. To understand what to do next, Dike flew to the mountains to have a break and think about her life's purpose, like the hermit who walks to the top of the mountains to seek solitude and reflection. The struggles they have to find perfection and reach their ideals are qualities of Virgo, as they will do anything to achieve their goals. Being alone in the mountains means they can think without distractions. Virgo is an earth sign that cherishes their time to reflect. After reaching her conclusion, Dike left Earth and flew to heaven, where she sits beside the constellation Libra. The wisdom you get when you take time for yourself is the light you need to show you the right way. You have the answers that you seek. Okay, so huge, like, introspection, a time of reflection. Let's see what else comes out. It's very healthy energy, the Hermit. It means that you're healing, okay? You're acknowledging what's happened. When people just jump into the next thing, they're not stopping to heal. They're not stopping to acknowledge or regain independence. They're not claiming responsibility for anything that went down. Yeah, you can make mistakes like that. Yeah, the 2 of Wands reversed, okay? So the 2 of Wands upright is planning, okay? Making plans for the future, being at a fork in the roads and saying, do I want A or B? Am I going to stay or am I going to go? What do I choose? This person or that person, that job or that job, that country or that country, you know, like there's a choice to make, there's planning to be done, but we're not doing it, okay? So maybe you're not ready yet, or maybe you just don't know what you want. Could be feeling a little bit stuck right now. Okay, so you do know that you want fairness, you know that you want equality, reciprocity, you know, 3 pentacles from you, 3 pentacles from another. You're not about to get used, and you don't want to be a freeloader either. Okay, so think in a very practical way. It's fair, right? It's fair. Taurus energy. Let's see who's showing up, because I feel like, you know, you're ready for a soulmate. You're ready for a settled future. Right, we've got a King of Wands reversed and a Queen of Pentacles reversed. When these cards are upright, it's someone who's confident, self-assured, almost arrogant, goal-orientated, ambitious, successful. The Queen of Pentacles is a nurturer, a provider, someone that's very generous with time, money, and energy. They're very comfortable with material. They like success because it makes them feel secure. Like savings make us feel safe. You know, like we don't have to worry about saber-toothed tigers if we're in a safe environment. You know, in a civilized place, in a civilized time, it's money that creates security now. This person is struggling with wealth and confidence. They're dropping the burdens. Something feels like a really, it feels tiresome, laborious, a heavy weight, and they're dropping it. They're choosing not to do that. The Fool reversed. Now, there's a lovely myth behind this one. That's the peace dove, isn't it? It's about innocence. So maybe this person feels bitter or jaded for some reason because that was reversed. Let's get the Fool. Right, the Fool reversed is someone that's careless, reckless, dull, immature, foolish, irresponsible. Ooh. So when the going gets tough, they give up when it's reversed. Columba constellation. Columba means dove in Latin and represents a white bird. Doves symbolize peace, innocence, hope, traits you can find in the Fool card. The white rose also emphasizes the idea of purity, youthfulness, and freedom. In Greek mythology, Jason and the Argonauts went on a journey to find a golden fleece without worrying about the dangers they might find. In a crucial moment of their journey, they sent a dove to fly between a pair of clashing rocks to ensure they could pass it through. When the dove made it through, it gave the Argonauts hope and confidence to venture over the rocks and continue their journey. Like the dove that flew into the unknown without even looking at the risk it was taking when crossing the rocks. Take courage, trust the universe, and everything will be fine, and you will prosper in this new adventure. The innocence of the dove made it possible to continue the journey to find a golden fleece, so it's okay to be innocent and go without fear when faced with new things. Yeah, see, they don't feel like being spontaneous. They don't feel like going for gold. They feel like it's going to be a big fat flop. They're feeling pessimistic. They don't want to take the risk. They feel burdened at the thought of that. Okay, this person's really lacking confidence, guys. They're lacking the resources, maybe, which is affecting their confidence. When you're a queen as well, you have responsibilities. You're a nurturer, okay? So you're meant to provide for others. They could have a home that they're struggling to pay for. They could have children that they're struggling to pay for, parents that they're struggling to provide for. You know, if they're older parents, they could have a high-powered job, but they may have debts or some sort of bad habit, like shopping addiction, or just got more outgoing than coming in. Right, this is why. So there was love, but it was unrequited. Knight of Wands, Seven of Cups. Goodness me, this is depressing. Knight of Wands, when it's upright, is like a sexy, like, you know, horny energy, like passionate, impulsive, in and out, sort of like spontaneous, flighty energy. They're not feeling like that, okay? And it looks like they're just feeling really hopeless. They feel like if they love someone, then they won't be loved back. It won't be reciprocated. This is so depressing. It's really depressing. Like, every card is upside down. Every single one is a reversal, and it's not a good reversal. They're all bad reversals. I need to find out what's gone on with this person. Let's clarify. I can't wait any longer. I've not even got the outcome cards, but I just need to know what's going on. Someone gave them false hope. Okay, sold them a pipe dream. There was no substance to what they were talking about. They were evasive, constantly trying to like undo the connection, get away from them. You know, a bullshitter. They had a fierce temper, so when the person was asking for any kind of loyalty or reciprocity, they would get angry and violent. They might have been emotionally abusive or verbally abusive, physically abusive. What you've built feels like it's falling apart, but it's okay. You have the strength to build anew. A gold digger. Look, this is why the Queen of Pentacles has got no dough, because they were with a gold digger. Someone led them on, and it was to drain the bank of its funds. That's horrible. No wonder they're depressed. They've realised it wasn't love at all. With the Two of Cups, it was something that was early on, and it was in its infancy still. Let's get 3 for the outcome. In this cost of living crisis, I do feel like there's so much change constantly. People aren't in the same job for long. You know, it's made a lot of people uneasy. Politics pisses everyone off as well. You know, apparently young people they're not able to stay with someone for long because they don't have the same political views, you know. If you can't get your ducks in a row, it's very, very difficult to kind of offer yourself for a commitment or to keep a commitment going, you know. It's tough times, and I do feel like there's more gold diggers than there ever was. It's always happened, but you've got more to lose than what you think. Do you know what I mean? That's the best advice someone ever gave me. We've got more to lose than what you think. Because we think low of ourselves, we think less of ourselves, we compare ourselves to what other people have got, but there's always people worse off than you, just wishing they had your circumstances. Do you know what I mean? In the outcome, we've got Corona Australis, the Crown, The world, okay, so this is about completion of a cycle. It's about constant states of achievement. The Four of Swords reverse is a restless energy, because that's much needed respite when it's upright. It's laying down swords and just meditating and stopping still. But someone doesn't want to do that. They feel like they need to quickly get on to the next goal. They're an eager beaver. I mean, it's not you, because you've got the Two of Wands reversed, so you're still like, no, I'm not ready to plan. But maybe this person is like needing to dig their way out of debt or something, I don't know. Or just recover what savings they lost. That's so appalling to use up someone's savings, like, it's disgusting. You know, knowing full well that you don't intend to be with them. That's disgusting. It's a narcissist. The Chariot. The Chariot reversed is failure, loss, defeat, the last minute. Who else had a narcissist? It was Scorpio's person. I do think you could be a Scorpio Sagittarius cusper, you know, because we're getting like similar stuff coming out. So we need the World and the Chariot. Right, so this is Corona Australis constellation. So it's a wreath, not a crown. Possibly made with myrtle leaves, the wreath is a circular symbol of victory, celebration, honour, and eternal life. In pagan rituals in Europe, the wreaths were associated with fertility and the changing seasons. Like the World card, the wreath symbolises success, representing a continuous cycle of achievements and fresh starts. In Greek mythology, the myth most associated is of Dionysus, the Olympian god of wine, pleasure, and festivity. He was the son of Zeus and Semele, princess of Thebes. After successfully rescuing his mother from the underworld and Hades, the god placed the wreath in the sky as a symbol of finally being able to save his mother, ending a chapter and moving on to new things. Dionysus then took his mother to Mount Olympus, where Semele became the goddess Thyone. Like Dionysus, you will feel a sense of fulfillment and a completion of a successful cycle, where you can also give back to the world. Okay, so some sort of chapter has been completed, you know, but it's like we're so eager for the next one. And then we've got the Chariot, but the Chariot's overturned. Okay, so let's see what's going on with that. It's failure, loss, or defeat the last minute. Okay, can also be giving up, choosing to give up, or it can be like, I didn't give up, but I still failed. Do you know what I mean? Cancer constellation. So crab in Latin, Cancer is the faintest of the zodiac constellations. In Greek mythology, the crab was sent by Hera, goddess of marriage and birth, to defeat Hercules while he was fighting the serpent Hydra in his 12 labours. Ruled by the moon, Cancer is connected with loyalty, moving forward and using their high intuition to overcome obstacles. Likewise, the chariot represents ambition, drive, and focus. The little crab was sent to distract Hercules and was persistent in biting Hercules' foot, using its shell as an armour to face its challenge. The chariot also uses its decorated armour with crescent moons, ready for action and what's to come. It's important to use your intuition and all your skills when facing any obstacles that might come across your path to success. Be ready and focus. Like the brave crab, you have the willpower and strength to reach your goals. In this story, Hercules was stronger and kicked the crab so hard that it flew to the stars. Others say Hera placed the crab in the sky for its efforts. Okay, so when it's upright, there's triumph. When it's turn the paper around. When it's reversed, it's failure, loss, or defeat. Okay, at the last minute. Like a car crash. Okay, like obviously there wasn't an intention for it, but these things happen. So I feel like that's their energy. I don't feel like that's yours. Let's get one more. We've got the Hanged Man reversed, the King of Swords reversed, the Three of Cups reversed, the Page of Wands upright, and the High Priestess reversed. I'm telling you now, someone hasn't learnt the lessons at all. The Hanged Man is a stubborn energy. It's refusing to use your wit and see things from another perspective. It's being very short-sighted. The King of Swords reversed is manipulative energy. Strategic, you know, it's using intelligence but against people. Or lying, being deceitful. It's manipulative energy. Three of Cups reversed is exposing a third-party dynamic. The Page of Wands upright is someone who's naive. You know, starting a new journey as a page, it's like being childlike. They're naive because they've not been down this journey before, like they're down this path before. So they have no thoughts about it. They're just excited, okay? The High Priestess reversed. Someone is walking into a trap here. They're walking into a trap. It's disaster waiting to happen. That's in the outcome. Like, what on earth? This third party situation is going to be exposed. So this person, not only are they a gold digger and they've got an awful temper, they're shagging around as well. It's just like disgusting. It's a narcissist, that. Let's carry on clarifying because I stopped, didn't I? That is absolutely vile, whatever is going on over this side. What did I say? This person's like blooming sex addicts, do you know what I mean? They just go from one, they're dealing with different people at the same time. There's like 5 or 6 or 7. It's like there's no boundaries at all. Just at all. It could be prostitutes, it could be like multiple partners, like it could be, you know, strangers. Long time go-to people. It's like any number. It's just like whatever. Do you know what I mean? Like whatever, like strip club, whatever goes. I don't know why tantric is there, because I think tantric is when you have long periods of just foreplay, isn't it, without actually having penetrative sex. So I don't really understand why that's there. This person are twisted, right? They're probably into everything. It's a narcissist. Because they use sex as a form of control, and it's also a way to like break rules, which they get off on. Okay, break loyalty, break trust, make fools out of people. Let's get an unspoken truth. If you ask, I'll stay. Oh, dear one. Oh my God. Do you know what? Do you know what really freaks me out? Is it seems like the person that's been treated to this delight, whatever, like narcissist, they would still take them back. Why? Like, this person is continuing to stay with them. What on earth? I tell you why I stayed with mine, because he lived in another country. So we mostly weren't together. And then I wanted my money back. It honestly had cost me so much money. I thought, I've got to keep this going because I want the money back. And he kept saying, yeah, I'm going to give you the money. Oh, maybe they're, you know, like thinking, well, you know, I'll get my money back at some point. Like, they said they're gonna, you know, wire over X amount or whatever, but this is how they keep you in the web, you know. They're not soft, they keep you in the web, waiting for that payback. You'll never get it. I tell you what, if you do get money from them, it'll be someone else's money as well. They owe everyone money. Don't worry, because that's not the person that's showing up coming towards you. It's the one that's dealing with them, okay? But like, they've got rose tinted glasses on. They need to give their head a wobble. I don't understand when this is supposed to come in. Surely this is like years off if they're dealing with a narcissist. Well, I forgot this person showing up for Capricorn. They're probably an empath, you know, like they're probably, if they're Queen of Pentacles, they're probably Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Very, you know, kind-hearted, generous. Their love language is to gift, you know, and they want reciprocity, but they recognise this person. You know, they've kind of trusted this person. It hasn't like worked out, and then they've just ignored the red flags because they want to be in a relationship, and that need and that desire is bigger than, you know, the need for reciprocity. Like, they think they can afford to lose some money for a while so that they can have this relationship, but they're gonna get their fingers burnt big style. It's in the outcome. A third party's gonna be exposed. Okay, so when you're ready for this, Capricorn, and when they're ready for this, it'll come in. But, you know, as we saw with that planning phase, that's in reverse. So you're not like, even though you want reciprocity, so will they. See, that's why you're coming in for them. They're manifesting a better partner, but they're not allowed to have you until they get rid of this karmic and put up some boundaries and some expectations. Because at the moment, they're just like, if the person has a pulse and I fancy them, or if they have a pulse and they're nice to my family, seemingly, like, their like list of priority, not a list of priorities, list of non-negotiables is too small. Okay, they need to give the head a wobble. That's why you get sent a karmic lesson like this. You get sent a narcissist because you're vulnerable and you've put your expectations so low that it's like anyone can come in. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying everyone, I mean like one person who is not proven themselves, you'll keep them because you just, for some reason, you're like, I need this relationship right now. Which is hard because when you're vulnerable, it's because you've been through something bad, and then you get the narcissist and you are forced to put walls up, you are forced to draw boundaries, you are forced to protect yourself from violence, from all your savings being spent, from the humiliation of being cheated on, from the audacity of someone going round saying she's using all my money when they're using all yours. You know, you will see this person put boundaries up, put walls up like a fortress, because they're just being completely taken for a ride in every possible way. They got no choice, you know, the divine's forcing them to change. But they're not a bad person, they were just probably like been through something bad. What's the advice for Capricorn then? Okay, so be clear about what you want. Okay, if you're going to manifest, then you need to know not what you don't want. You know, that helps you. If you go through a process of elimination, you're like, well, I know I don't want someone disloyal. I know I don't want a money grabber. You know, I know I don't want someone who, you know, wants to live in a totally different environment to me, or, you know, I don't know. What do you want? Okay, picture what you think a nice life would be, and then say it out loud. Start to describe it, you know, and you can be detailed or you can be vague. But if you don't know what you want, how can you plan for it? Do you know what I mean? So I think just look around. What do you find yourself admiring? Which couples that are walking along holding hands? What is it that you want? Is it important for you to live in a friendly van with a dog? Is it important for you to be with someone who's very practical, you know, very sensible, very reliable? If you're someone that's never had a reliable soul, you know, then you might find it really attractive to have someone who's reliable. It might help you to feel really secure, really relaxed, like to calm down, you know, to not be on edge constantly. Think about what you want, okay? Because now's the time to decide. And then when you know what you want, this person is going to come in that is so generous of heart, they're so caring, they're too caring, they're too forgiving, okay? And they deserve someone that knows what they've got when they've got it, not someone that's going to exploit those qualities to use it against them. It's not nice. Let's get you an essential oil. Right, so rosemary. Okay, so I'm sure this came out for Scorpio. I'm sure it did. That's freaking me out now. Enhances memory and confidence. Okay, so you can put it in a diffuser. You will find it, rosemary oil, you'll find in, you know, like hand creams, something topical. You can take supplements, and of course you can cook with rosemary, you know. I really like these. This is the Essential Oils Healing Deck. Brand new today. Let's get you some positive affirmations, because this has been quite a heavy couple of readings. Sorry for yawning, I've been up since 6. I'm confident in my decisions and choices. Okay, so maybe the fact that you refuse to plan is because you're worried you'll pick wrong. Okay, but it's time to go back to the drawing board, wipe that slate clean. And there's something really nice about that, actually. There's actually a nice feeling when it comes to planning, you know, is that you haven't done it yet, so it can't go wrong. You know, You haven't got to compromise anymore. You haven't got to work around, you know, this or that someone else has got going on. You haven't got to deal with anyone's awful family members. Yeah, it's brand new slate. So let's get it right this time. What do we like not want? What do we want? You know, what's a non-negotiable? What absolutely must be there? Like for me, I need someone who's very sensual. If you're not giving a massage, I'm not interested. Do you know what I mean? And it's important. It helps me relax, helps me de-stress. I feel connected. And I'm very good at giving massages, but I'm not going to have it just one way. You know, but it's I need someone who's tactile, you know. I do like fire signs, but I don't like loud mouths or people who are constantly like on the go. They need to be a bit creative. They need to be able to be calm and caring and loyal. So there's certain qualities that are non-negotiables for me, and yeah, it's nice to be able to just not have to work around anything. You know, if someone's like, well, I absolutely must stay in this town because I have children here, you've got to work with that, and that might not be an issue. But if they live in a different town to you, you're going to have to move. Okay, so it's quite nice starting from zero. Think of this as a fresh start. Think of this as like, I've got so many choices, I've got so many options, it's limitless. Okay, because the minute you start committing to someone, and it's not necessarily a bad thing, but there will be things that you have to work around. So enjoy the zero. Okay, enjoy like getting to choose what you go towards. It's about reframing your thinking. Okay, I am confident in my decisions and my choices. That goes so well. That's memory and confidence. And you are about to start your planning phase. Cool. Okay, so without further ado, if you liked this reading, please give it a like, share, subscribe, follow, repost. The channel is now a year old. Very, very pleased. I'm proud. I work hard. I come on here every day to go live or to post. I don't think there's rarely a day where I don't. I've got a full-time job as well, you know. But the most important thing to me is it's what I believe in. Tarot helped me a lot in my darkest hours. And it's always a thrill when you do a reading and then the card combinations in the positions that you pulled them out, you then see another reader who's really, really, you know, like established, pulls out the same combinations and you're like, what on earth? Like, it gives me chills. It gives me chills. Even if they pull out slightly different cards, they come up with the same narrative and it's like, it's just such a thrill. I love tarot. I love, you know, like when you get oracle decks that like give you really nice advice or things that just make you feel cared for, like it's nice. And then you see that other people are going through stuff that you're going through in the community bit as well. And it's such a tonic compared to the like toxic positivity on social media. You know, like when people post on Facebook, it's what's going well, which is fine, but especially like Instagram, you know, like everything's what's going well, but in the tarot community, people are mostly looking for support, looking to see that other people have experienced similar things to them, and that's honestly like brings you back down to earth, because you just think, no, this is reality. This is reality. Like, thank you for the likes and the loves. Thank you. Right, let's go on to Aquarius. Oh my goodness, I'm absolutely boiling hot. Do you know what? I'm going to grab an ice water. Just, it's necessary. I'm starting to get a headache. I'm so hot.